Good morning, everybody. Well, I'm taking a break between the rain to see if I can get out and get something recorded. It is non-stop. It rained most of the night. We've got a little bit of a gap. There's more rain coming, but there's a gap, so I can get out here with this. You can see I've got the river eddy right here that's coming in. The geese are still out there. And I'm going to see if I can get something recorded. This will probably be my last video here. And then I got to go back to my other park. I'm going to go ahead back to the park I've been at. I don't want to make a major change because I suspect something is going to happen this month. And I don't want to be someplace where I'm not familiar. So we're going to keep doing this. You can see that there are geese out there. I know that geese like to hang around lakes, but they're out there sitting on banks of the water. Interesting. All right. I've been watching economic videos, and what I'm getting is that we're headed for some kind of a big monetary collapse this month. Some are saying between now and November, and some are saying this month. They said that the euro is about ready to collapse, and if it does, we're going to collapse shortly after. Or if we collapse, they're going to be shortly after. It's something that they want to do anyway, because they want to go to digital currency. Biden's already ordered that, so he may get what he wants. I'm doing my best to try to get this video done, and I can feel raindrops. It's like, there's nothing up there, stop doing this. So I may come back soaked. This is a part of the river that is unusual because you see where there's so wide that there are rocks out in the river. All right, keep plugging along. One of the things that I might suggest, that if you got any extra cash in the bank or where you can get to it, take some of it out and just keep it someplace in an envelope, or if you got a home safe or something, just keep it where you can get to it. We may have problems if the dollar crashes or the banks put a stop on it. They may shut down the bank so you can't get to your money in an attempt to keep it from being, cleaned out. So I would have some cash on hand, typically what you might need during the week. Now, if you've, got bills to pay, I would wait until they're due. You could play the same role the government's doing. They've got a lot of bills, but they're waiting until the dollar crashes, and then they're going to say, okay, here's your $10 trillion of monopoly money. Call it even. And you could do the same thing by holding off on your bills. Not pay them, but don't be in a hurry. And let's just see what this does, see how it settles out. All right. Beautiful forest area here that I'm going through. I have yet to see any deer on this property, and they're supposed to be all over the place. And typically state parks and county parks are all hunting free, so there's no reason to be hiding like they are. In Chattahoochee Bend, they just come up on the road, start eating. There's this grass along the road. But there's grass all along here, and there's no problem with it. But I think there's just too much grass. That big field you saw me film, all I got to do is just stay along the tree line, and they can get plenty to eat. Already the river is calming down. They've got, I think, 3 more county parks that are options for staying, for camping. The only problem that I've got is what I'm dealing with today. If I have no sunshine, I can't charge my power. I can go sit in my car and burn gas. Kind of what Tesla vehicles do when they can't find a charging station. They hook up to a generator. I'm going to try climbing down this little bank. Let's see if I can do this without falling or dropping my phone. You can't see me going up and down because the phone's so close. I'm down right on the sandy beach, climbing out on the rocks a little bit. Make sure they're not too slippery. Okay, well, let's see, where am I? So you can see there's a beach here with some rocks on it. If I turn around, the rocks go further out, the tree there. I'm not going to go that far out because I'd have to walk through part of it and get wet, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to walk back in on the rocks. I don't think I want to walk on the sand near the water. It looks to be pretty soft. But just like the beach on the ocean, if you're up into the wet sand, it's strong enough to hold you. Yeah, there's a little beach here, but no swimming. Okay. I'm enjoying being outdoors. And since I'm helping you, I don't have to do anything more. I do go to church. But since I'm a transient, I probably won't be getting any jobs there to do. Climbing up this sandy bank here. And let's see, do I climb this other bank? Let's try this. See, I gotta climb up that, I think. We'll give it a shot. Okay, I made it. So, enjoy God's creation while you can. I'm not saying we won't ever have it again because He's going to recreate it, but it may be a while. We're going to go wait for this wrath of God to end. And we get to come back down here for the 1,000 years. And I think at that time we'll be able to go up and down. But there won't be as big a population on the earth for sure. How much can they gain in 1,000 years? I don't know. I don't know how many we're going to start with. And it will be typical. We have the Bible as an example. The first generation of any good king is pretty good. And every generation after that starts degrading. I'm climbing that hill again that I climbed before, only I'm going around the side. So I'm breathing heavy. I'm not out of breath, but because I'm still talking. But if you hear me breathing, that's the reason why. See, I was down there at the water, and I'm up here. There's a small road, so I'm going to go ahead and take that in. There's a comfort station up here I want to go look at. I used the other one, so now I got to try this one. This one looks like it might be closer. And I can come back and get my shower so I can go to church tomorrow. Okay. I'm pretty much up on top, so I'm almost there. Keep looking, keep working to help God. At some point in time, we're going to be seeing everything kick off. And it could be this month. If God doesn't kick off his stuff, you got to remember that the seals are man's problem. That's not from God. Those are man's doings. For the most part. I mean, the Antichrist is part of it, but the destruction that's going to happen early on is man's destruction. God's holding the bowls in reserve for the end. There's plenty of destruction ahead. Okay. Looks like somebody else is up here at the comfort station. They're cleaning up after a shower, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and just go in and look around. So I'll talk to you soon. And let's see, how much time have I got on this? I think I have some time for a Bible study. I'll see if I can do that when I get back. Bye for now. Okay, I've got a quick study to do here today. It's kind of tough with this rainy weather to get out. The bench has been sitting here now for about an hour with no rain, and it's dry enough to sit on. I put some paper towels down just in case, but I got about another hour and then we're going to get hit with more rain. That's going to last probably the rest of the day. It's supposed to dry out Monday. So tomorrow might be a rainy day as well. And then they haven't given us next week yet. I feel like I'm in the Northwest. Washington, Oregon, where it rains every day. Seems like it. Well, my topic of the study right now is if you're struggling with your work, you can keep struggling, or you can ask God for help. And you can say, well, God doesn't know how to do this. I bet he does. I bet you could give Jesus anything to do and he could do it. You know, you've seen The Matrix. You know, can you teach me how to fly a helicopter? Okay, downloading. Jesus has access to all that knowledge, which I think we will when we get there. So anyhow, we're going to read out of John 21. The book of John, chapter 21, verse 1. And this is after he's resurrected and wandering around. And like I said before, he came back and appeared to all of his closest friends there. And after these things, Jesus showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. And in this way, he showed himself to Simon Peter, Thomas called the twin, Nathan of Cana of Galilee, the sons of Zebedee, and two other of his disciples were together. Simon Peter said to him, "I'm going fishing." And they said to him, "We're going with you also." And they went out immediately and got in the boat, and that night they caught nothing. Ever have one of those days? But when the morning had now come, Jesus stood on the shore, yet the disciples did not know it was him. And Jesus said to them, "Children, have you any food?" They answered him, "No." He said, "Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some." Just one easy command, and they did it. He's got a commanding voice, I guess. So they cast, and they were not able to draw it in because of the multitude of fish. Therefore, that disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, whenever he uses that terminology, it's always John, it's himself. He won't say, "and I." And he said to Peter, "It is the Lord." And when Simon Peter heard this, that it was the Lord, he put on his outer garment, for he had removed it. I mean, these are fishermen out at sea. Strip down to whatever your minimum, because you're going to be working and sweating, and you don't want to get everything smelling like fish anyway. One of our county people going around checking on everybody. After he put it on, he plunged into the sea. But the other disciples came in a little boat, for they were not far from land, but about 200 cubits. Dragging the net with fish. And as soon as they'd come to land, they saw a fire of coals there, and fish laid upon it, and bread. Jesus likes bread and fish, so I guess that's the first meal we're going to get when we get up there. That's going to be our banquet. I'm okay with that. Can we have sourdough French bread? And let's see, what kind of fish? Trout would be good. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish which you've just caught." And Simon Peter went up and dragged the net to the land, full of large fish, 153. And although there were so many, the net was not broken. And Jesus said to them, "Come, eat breakfast." Fish for breakfast. That's pretty good. And yet none of the disciples dared ask him, "Who are you?" Jesus said, came and took the bread and gave it to them, and likewise the fish. This is now the third time Jesus showed himself to his disciples after he was raised from the dead. So, he knows how to cook fish, start a fire, cook fish. I don't know, did he cook the bread or did he just pull it out of the air? I don't know. Maybe he had it with him from marching out there. Where'd he come from? Did he bring the bread from heaven? I got all these questions for him. We're going to get them answered soon. Okay, well, if he doesn't provide you with bread and fish, you should be prepping. So have plenty stocked up of things that you will eat and things that you know how to take care of. And make sure that if you're going to store them someplace that it's temperature controlled, not too humid. If it's in a basement type thing, make sure you've got moisture grabbing, those little bags you can hang there that collect the moisture. I mean, I just had a couple of hard-boiled eggs and I love to put salt on them, and I've got this large chunk kosher salt. I have to keep it upside down when I store it so that it doesn't collect water. That's basically what those dehydrating bags are, type of salt. Take care of it too. Don't just go get it, but take care of it. Everything you do, you need to do right, and then you need to take care of what you did. The job's not over until you don't need it anymore. Okay? There's plenty of us to do. There's plenty of us around to do things, but there's plenty of things to do. There's no time for sitting around. Yes, we're going to get out of here. Are we going to get our heavenly bodies first, or are we going to get our immortal bodies first? There's some debate on that. I have my opinion, but I'm not giving it because I like debate. Oh, and for those of you that leave comments, and I read them and I enjoy them, some of you have to tell me your the Bible and the statuses down below. You leave 2 or 3 pages of verses and all kinds of instructions for everybody out there. If you've got that much to say, and I mean this with all love and respect, go create your own channel. If you've got that much to say, create your own channel. Get out there. You can do it. God will help you. Create your channel. Make sure you stay in touch with God, that you're not just putting your own information up. I can help you with that, but if you've got that much to say, create your own channel. All we need to do on my channel is just, a verse or two. Tell me you get what I'm saying. And share with others. I mean, you're doing that. I used to have a bot that used to put a lot of stuff down. The problem sometimes is when you put out too much information all at once, you show your ignorance because you show the things that you don't know. So be careful. Pray about what you post. Now, if you want to tell me a story, tell me, can I tell you a story first? And if I say yes, go ahead. I like stories. It's got to be appropriate. I've got to manage my channel, and unfortunately I don't have anybody else to help, and I'm not looking right now because I don't think we have enough time to bring somebody on. But I have to manage it, so if you get up here and you're starting to mouth off and you're yelling at people and you're arguing, bye-bye. I won't even say goodbye. You're just gone. I'll block you. We're a friendly group here. Even if we disagree on some things. I'm out on the fringe on some of this stuff. I understand that. Some of you, most of you, including me, have been taught the old way for revelation. Now, if I tell you that a preacher out there is teaching the old way, that's not bad. He's teaching what he was taught. Seminaries taught the old way forever because there wasn't any need to even teach revelation. Until 1948, there was no country, Israel, to even focus on. So all the teachings that have been carried down for the last century or so were taught in churches before that. And we have many different ways of teaching, as we have many different denominations. Get the gospel right, and the rest of it you can agree to disagree on. Don't get the gospel right, and you've got big problems. We don't work our way to heaven. It's by grace. It's our love for Jesus and His love for us that allows us to keep going. Prophecy is hard. Even Daniel didn't know what he was writing. In fact, he was eventually told to close up the book and don't talk about it. Because he didn't want to confuse people. He didn't want people to have to try to create new religions out of what was coming. We have too many religions and not enough Christians. Okay. Keep working this month. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Don't stick your neck out on social media. Have some extra cash available. Don't walk around showing it, but you know, take $300 or $400 out of the bank and just put it someplace, assuming you have that much. If you've got bills to pay, and you can put them off till the day they're due, because you can pay them online. I pay all my bills online. I never pay them early. I pay them when they're due, because they can go in instantly. Now, some of them may put a 2 or 3 day hold, so make sure that you're dealing with them correctly. But I pay them at the last minute. Why part with your money? But don't have too many obligations either. I have my phone that I have to pay a bill on. I have my car, so I have car insurance. I have things that are required. I have a couple of credit cards because sometimes you need more than what cash you've got. But don't run them up. Now, if we knew what day the rapture was, we could run them up the day before. He's not going to tell us. Be practical. Take the time to be slow enough to spot the things that are going to happen. Don't be going around like a chicken with its head cut off, unaware of what your surroundings are. That won't be good for you. And you can't stay in good contact with God. God speaks in a still small voice. You can't hear it if you're yelling. All right. Be safe. This has got to be soon. But there may be some things happening this month as well besides the rapture. If the rapture is this month, there will be some things besides it. So be careful. God bless. Someone has a nice house on the river. There's the river.